South Bend, Indiana. AP number 14 Notre Dame has suspended a third player for the Citrus Bowl against number 16 LSU. Junior tight end Elise Mack, who saw considerable playing time this year after missing the 2016 season because of academic issues, will miss the January 1st game against the Tigers 9-3 because of an internal team matter, Coach Brian Kelly said Thursday. He did not disclose details but said the punishment is limited to the game in Orlando, Florida. Already indefinitely suspended for the Fighting Irish 9-3 are sophomore wide receiver Kevin Stefferson and freshman running back C.J. Holmes, who were arrested on shoplifting charges last week at a mall in nearby Mishawaka. Article continues below. If I could explain 18 to 20-year-olds and their thought process after being in this career for 27 years, I'd have written that book already, Kelly said of Stefferson and Holmes. We try to expose our kids to the foundational principles of making good decisions. They broke one of our commandments, you can't steal, and they did. I can tolerate a lot of things but I can't tolerate stealing. That's why they are suspended indefinitely and they've put themselves into jeopardy. Kelly said he was still considering the length of the suspensions for Holmes, who saw limited action in 8 games, and Stefferson, who caught 19 passes for 359 yards and 5 touchdowns after missing the first 4 games as punishment for off-field issues. In August 2016, Stefferson was among several Notre Dame players in a car that was stopped for a defective light. Officers smelled marijuana and a search of the car discovered a gun that belonged to senior safety Max Redfield. Stefferson was arrested for possession of marijuana, a misdemeanor. He pleaded guilty but played during the season, making 25 receptions for 462 yards and 5 touchdowns. Redfield was kicked off the team. I'm not going to get into specifics what his future is going to be, Kelly said about Stefferson, a highly recruited player from Jacksonville, Florida. Clearly he's a young man who made a poor choice and it's not his first. We've got to evaluate all those things before I make my decision. It's like anything else, we ask our players to be smart and to make good choices, Kelly added. I don't go into this business expecting our kids to be perfect. We expect our kids to make good choices, and if they don't, they have to be held accountable. Mack shared time at tight end with 3 others and played in 10 games for Notre Dame, making 19 receptions for 166 yards and 1 touchdown. The suspensions of Stefferson and Mack are another for the Irish offense. Quarterback Brandon Wimbush's receiving corps was already without freshman tight end Brock Wright and sophomore wide receiver Chase Claypool both suffered recent shoulder injuries that required surgery. Kelly said junior Equanimeous St. Brown would slide over from his normal starting spot to replace Stefferson and that Cameron Smith and C.J. Sanders and Chris Fink would pick up some of the slack at wide receiver. The playing time for Mack and Wright will be inherited by starter Durham Smythe and others. LSU has its own issues. The Tigers will be missing injured linebackers Arden Key, Donnie Alexander and Corey Thompson. Coach Ed Orgeron also said this week that kicker Cameron Gamble was ineligible for the game. More at College Football, https://collegefootball.app.org and https://twitter.com/app-top25.